Hey, what's up, guys? It's Phil Trigger here. Today I'm going to teach you guys about what the game really is. It's another game theory video, and before I start, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it, and I'm getting a lot of people arguing with me, uh, and a lot of people aren't going to be happy, and they're going to think I'm an idiot. But just trust me on this. And random cards are flying everywhere. Yay! Anyways, okay, this game, like many other card games, is about card advantage, which means whoever has the most cards will most likely win. Uh, in this game, we have units like Conroe. The reason Conroe is so good is simply because you lose nothing. For example, when you ride, you neg yourself one card total. Let's say you have. I gotta pick a grade 1. Let me look. Okay, so let's say this is my starting hand, starting field, right? Out of right now I have 6 cards in hand and 1 card on field. Okay, so in total that's 7 cards that I have to myself. The rest are in my deck or whatever. Now I ride. I just lost 1 card from my total, so now I have 6. But Conroe, what makes him so good is that he goes out, so I still remain at 7 while riding. Very good. um, and units like this are basically what makes a top tier deck. A deck that doesn't lose advantage. But also remember, I have these cards as my starting. Very good. Trigger's not so much. But Conroe, another reason he's so good is because he lets me search out something and still keep my card advantage. So remember, in this game, it's all about card advantage. Whoever has the most cards is most likely to win. Now here's why. Let's say I have that. Just that. My opponent's already at grade 3, they have bajillion cards in hand, and they're going to swing at me. I can't guard for shit, I lose automatically. Because I can't guard, and unless I get heal triggers, and I get very, very lucky, I have nothing. So that's the point of it. I mean, damage is for the most part unrelevant. Man, why am I so tired? Anyways, sorry guys. I'm still pretty tired. Anyways, as I was saying, damage for the most part is irrelevant. Simply because it doesn't really matter. For example, I go versus many players who I attack with my grade 1 and they guard. And I wonder to myself, why? Why would you do that? You want damage in this game to fuel your abilities, and also you want damage to kind of not lose cards. For example, I have 6 cards, right? They swing, I'm at no damage. Would I just neg myself 1? Blue, neg myself cards. So I have less cards to use and then not take the damage, or can I simply take the damage and still have my cards? Because the damage, remember, you don't lose until you have 6. So it's fine to take shots. If my opponent has a Vanguard that's swinging for like 5 crit, of course I'm going to guard. But if you know that you can take the damage safely, don't guard. It doesn't really matter. Don't neg yourself that much. And that's the reason why many players lose, because they don't know how to work around that. Like I said, the game is very simple. Every turn, you draw a card and you ride. So, in essence, you plus 1 from the draw. Okay? So let's say this, I get my draw. This is already my hand. Anyways. This, I get my draw, blop. And then, boom. So, I'm still at that. I still have 6 cards, and voila. But cards that plus you cards, for example, the draw engines like Maiden and Libra, very good. Even if it's 2 counterblasts, if you're not going to use those counterblasts for anything else, what's it matter? Cards that can hit high, for example, Bracky. The reason I run Bracky is because he negs more cards from my opponent. And the phase where you really start negging your opponent cards is when they have 4 or 5 damage. If you can add pressure with Bracky, they guard 2 cards at least, and that'll make them lose the cards they drived for last turn, which knocks down the card advantage. Like I said, this game's about card advantage. Whoever has the most cards is more likely to win. That's probably the 3rd time I said it, and I'll say it a lot more times. But the reason I pick Kagura is because they do a lot of 1-for-1 shots. For example, Kimnara takes out 1, and also they do a lot of just good burning effects. For example, Blazing and Berserk Dragon, they plus, I think they plus 1, because it goes from my hand to my field. That's a plus nothing. Then I use the effect, Counterblast, that's irrelevant to the plusing. and then I neg my opponent 1 card. So I basically +1 off of that play. So I bring out 1 card and I get rid of 1 of theirs. Very good. But remember, this game is also very sacky. You can get into triggers and you can win. I've had instances where I'm at 3 damage and my opponent swings to get double crits. I'm like, fuck! Pesci, I'm talking to you, you bastard. Anyways. But yeah, I mean, this game, for the most part, is about card advantage. Do not worry about the damage. It's all about card advantage. If you have more cards, you're more likely to win. If you're stupid and you overguard or you overcommit to the field, obviously you're going to lose. But yeah, it's mainly focus your decks on having some sort of gimmick to gain more cards. For example, Royal Paladins, they have high beat sticks, huge beat sticks, and they can overcommit to the field because they use those beat sticks to neg your opponent 1 card, and they follow a simple aggressive playstyle. Kagros are more controlled. They can burn off cards and pick which ones they want. They can burn off your entire back row, and then make sure your opponent has to commit more cards to the field, therefore allowing you to kill them, and it's very good. Then, Spike Brothers, they have that game-winning push where they bring out a lot of units. Again, they make your opponent basically neg themselves a lot for 1 big play, and after that they kind of sit on the back burner and just go poke, 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 poke. Oh, look, I won. And just decks like that, if you can gain more cards, you can have a higher chance of winning. There are certain instances where you have a lot more cards than your opponent, but then you lose. Either that's because your opponent's very lucky, or because you didn't play around what they were going to do. But yeah, just pay attention to that, guys. Think about it. Whoever has the most cards wins. That applies to many, many card games. I know the rulebook says, oh, when you have 6 damage, you lose. Well, don't think of it on those terms. Think a little ahead. Think out of the box. Here's the box, like right there. Think out of that. But I hope this helped you guys understand the game a bit better. And yeah, more videos coming later tonight. And yeah, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Phil Trigger, and I'm signing out. Later.